I have a friend of mine who has never seen any Star Wars before, and she wants to go see Episode 9 when it comes out. I'm like, all right, bet. But if you're
Okay.
going to do this, let's go in with you knowing everything. So we started watching all of the Star Wars movies that have come out.
All the
And
main
I was
ones,
just
right? The
like-
mainline ones.
The main, well, Rogue One,
I guess
gonna
you
watch.
could. I guess you could you could put Rogue One in between 3 and 4.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna play Solo. I've rewatched that. I still think that it's an okay movie. I'm not as high as on it as I was before.
You'd have to
But-
start with that one.
No, Solo takes place between 3 and 4.
What? With that stinger?
Solo takes place between 3 and 4. I am dead serious.
You know what I'm talking about, right? So, there's a character from Phantom Menace that's in it.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like because okay, I'm about to like.
Is that when he has
show
his
my
robotic
fucking
legs?
nerdy as shit? Yes, yeah. That's when he's because by that time, Maul is already running the Crimson Dawn.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
After he gets defeated in Episode 1, he does come back, and at that point, he is not on good terms with Sidious. So he goes into the underworld with the Crimson Dawn.
That makes
because
sense.
that's going to eventually tie into what they did in Star Wars Rebels,
Yeah.
where Maul has his final confrontation with Obi-Wan, where he is defeated once and for all. But that's neither here or there.
That makes sense, too, because lightsabers cauterize a wound, don't they?
Yeah. which is something that me and my friends caught on to really fucking quick when we were in like middle school. I'm like, there's no way that he's dead. There's no way. He's just like, all that does is burn it up. Now, granted, your intestines are all sorts of fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
shit's not working
Maul
right.
is a vegan. Darth Maul is a vegan from this point on because he can't fucking digest anything.
Yeah.
But
I always liked his backstory and Grievous's backstory. Grievous has a really good backstory.
Grievous has a pretty good backstory. Darth Maul definitely. I enjoy Darth Maul as a character. I think he's really, really cool.
Because it's just pure hate.
Yeah. No, it's great. And I'm trying to remember if he was in charge of the Death Watch. I want to say that he was. The Death Watch was like this group of Mandalorians that was against the pacification of the Mandalorian tribe as a whole. But regardless, so I agreed that we would go through all the movies, but I was torn on whether or not I wanted to do it chronologically, like episodes 1 through 9, or based on their release. And I was sitting there and I'm just like, if I do it based on their release, it's going to be really good in the beginning. And then there's going to be this shit that takes place.
Well, you do know what
in the middle.
You know what so the suggestion by fans, what the order should be, right?
No.
So I think what they do is they do 4, and anyone listening can totally correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't looked this up in a long time, but they start with 4, which is A New Hope. Then you go back and you watch 2 and 3.
Okay.
Actually, no, I think you might do 4, 5, then 2, 3, and then 6. Because after 5, you realize that Darth Vader is Luke's father. So then
everyone knows that at this point.
And then you go back and you're like, okay, let's show you the backstory of Darth Vader. And then you show those 2. And then they just like omit 1. Like they're like, don't worry about 1, which sucks because you lose Darth Maul, but
no, so here's the thing about that. I decided to go chronologically 1 through 8.
Okay.
Just as they occur. But the thing is like I'm just like, I have PTSD about the prequel trilogy. I know there's a lot of people out there that like it. I hate it.
Oh, I don't like it.
Fucking terrible.
3 holds up, but that's about it.
No, yeah, 3 is okay. 3 is passable.
Because we all know what's coming.
Yeah, and I'm about to get into it. But I was sitting there, I'm just like, look, we can either watch all 3 movies, or we can do the smart thing. There is a video on YouTube that combines all the important pieces of the prequel into one 3-hour movie.
Yes, do that.
It starts at the lightsaber battle with Darth Maul.
That's a lot.
Yeah, then they completely throw out the first movie. That pod race didn't fucking happen.
The trade meeting didn't happen.
Didn't fucking happen.
Jar Jar didn't happen.
All the bullshit is gone.
Yeah.
Which is good because in the second movie, all they pay attention to is the attempted assassination on Padme,
Right.
the discovery of the clones, and then Luke, Padme, and Obi-Wan getting kidnapped, and then they had the fight on Geonosis.
Right.
And then the rest of the movie is essentially episode 3.
Okay, that makes sense. That's good.
So it's actually a decent edit. It's pretty fucking good. But she was just like, no, I really want to see the movies because I want to critique them and whatever. I'm just like,
that's fair enough if she's never
we're
seen
gonna be
them.
fucking dumb. Okay, cool, whatever.
Let's do it. She has to know.
We watch episode 1. As she's watching, and this is when I've come to the realization that George Lucas should never be put in charge of any sort of editing, any sort of story writing by himself, ever. He should just be a creative fellow telling you about the lore and the motivations about certain tribes and shit like that. Don't ever put him in charge of anything ever fucking again. Because episode 1 is like the ultimate shitbags fan fiction.
Yeah.
Oh, remember this one particular situation where I talked about in episode 4? We're going to take 5 to 10 minutes just talking about that, and then you never see that character again.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
And that's the entire movie, segment by segment by segment by segment. There's, 2 people start talking, and then we're going to jump to this situation over here. And we're going to take 5 minutes to talk about this, and we're going to jump back, and something happens. We don't know, but we're just going to act like, whew, that's a tough battle. When did it happen? What are we talking about? The scene where you're sitting in the boat, in the underwater boat, and you're going through, and there's these giant
There's always a bigger fish.
There's always a bigger fish, which, by the way, there's a webcomic called Darths and Droids, and it's a D&D play off of the Star Wars movies. That shit is great.
Is it?
Just slight plug, but whatever. No, the first movie, absolutely terrible. She was sitting there, I was like, I have so many questions. Like, I have no answers.
Well, let's say out of those 8, I would say you got the worst one out of the way so far.
No, I do not think that Phantom Menace is the worst one.
What?
Because
really?
At least the Phantom Menace, like, that movie is passable, where it's just like, okay, there's a few action scenes in there that can capture your attention. Okay. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, that movie is fucking terrible. Hayden Christensen is the worst actor in the world. I don't care what anyone says.
It's been a long time since I watched the second one.
You should watch it.
Maybe I just remember the first one. Like, I remember the things. I remember the clone planet, and I remember the attempted assassination. I remember Dooku, and because Grievous doesn't show up in that one, does he? It's not until 3. Yeah,
he doesn't show up until 3.
I would argue that if I would say, like, oh, Grievous is in the second one, then that would be good. But no, he's not in that one. So yeah, all right, yeah. No, I mean, I guess with the first one, you got pod racing, you got Maul. That's about it. That's all I would say.
I would say that those are the big ones, like the starship battle and whatever. The opening scene where you see a little bit of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon's powers. I mean, It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie by any means. But at least there's, like, I don't even want to say substance. At least there's something to watch while you pass the time. Episode 2 is cringy. It is cringy bad.
Yeah.
Like, there are red flags coming off of Anakin. Like, you're a fucking abuser. You're a terrible fucking person.
Yeah.
And fucking Padme just eats that shit up. I was like, yes, daddy, harder. Fucking hurt me.
She's, like, substantially older than him, too, right?
She's 5 years older than him.
Is it 5? Okay.
It's 5 years. I mean,
well, at least you'll get the 2 worst ones.
Yeah, it's a big deal. But I mean, like, if you're like, oh, I'm
25,
40,
30. Yeah.
I don't touch 25-year-olds, but whatever.
You don't touch anyone besides your wife.
Yes. I'm just saying, like, my own personal thing. No, that movie is bad, and she just, like, turned off. So we're going to watch episode 3 at some point this week.
3 picks up. The space battles in 3 are good, and then all the battles in 3 are good.
All the battles in 3 are good. The dialogue is still a little bit iffy. It's
Yeah.
not as cringy. It's still like like that scene where they come in and arrest the
The
Emperor Palpatine.
yeah,
Yeah, I
and he
forgot I don't remember what his rank was, so whatever. But when they go to
yeah.
arrest Palpatine, I'm like, Palpatine's dialogue's a little iffy, and like the exchange, yeah, like that one like really weird scream as he stands up and starts doing like this drill move in the air.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck was that? And then Mace Windu's dialogue throughout that entire thing is fucking trash. I don't care what anyone says.
I wish you could. I know you're just watching the movies, but I really wish you could watch in between like 2 and 3. That series that was on Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah,
not the 3D stuff. It was the
no,
2D.
yeah, the Samurai Jack one. I forget the Tartakovsky.
Yeah. It's all
name.
on It's all on YouTube, like in one continuous go. To it's like 60 or 70 minutes. I watched it on a flight once. I downloaded it.
Yeah, and, no, that shit is fucking great.
So
I love that.
good. Like it makes me like Anakin. Like Anakin is pretty competent. Obi-Wan is still badass. Like and Grievous is fucking scary.
And even the 3D Clone Wars, although even they cleaned it up, so to say, they made it a little bit more kid friendly. It's really not that bad of a series. Yeah. It's really not that bad of a series.
Do you remember there was an episode where the bounty hunters they assault like the Coruscant headquarters?
Yeah.
That one was really good.
Yeah, no, that shit was fucking dope. And then they have like the 3 Jedi trying to escape Palpatine, and they all get fucking murked by Grievous.
Yeah.
But it was like really long and drawn out. And I'm like, oh shit, they showed that.
Yeah. Also,
alarm.
Yeah, there was also during that the Tartakovsky or the one that we were talking about, the 2D one, you see why it gives you backstory on why Grievous is wheezing in 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
I forget what it was. He was fighting Mace Windu and fucked up his
he
chest,
for
right?
he force grabbed his chest cavity.
Yeah.
Because that was his. I mean, that's only his only weak spot. So
yeah, no, it's
good. Check those out.
Check those out. Don't watch the prequels. Watch the edited cut on YouTube. And that was my week. That was my abridged week.
I've still not seen Return, or what's the 8th one?
The Last Jedi.
I've heard really bad things about it though.
So critics love it.
Okay.
Fans hate it. There's a lot of culture war issues with the movie.
Okay.
I don't really buy into that shit. I try not to be a part of that because it's just toxic.
I guess I need to sit down and maybe I just need to sit down and do a watch through of every one of them again.
Go in there with an open mind, but then sit there and think, does that make sense for this movie? There's a lot of really questionable things that they did with it. Like, for example, right out the open, you're in space, right?
Mm.
If you're in space, there's 0 gravity.
Right.
But when they show the opening sequence when they're attacking one of the Star Destroyers, they have a bombing run. Bombing runs
are for planets.
Well, in the real world, you drop the bomb and gravity takes that bitch down.
It just go boop. It just sits there.
Yeah.
That's what it should do.
In space, you open up the door and all the bombs just stay there because there's no gravity and you do something to push them down. No, they just drop. Little details like that just pop up and I'm just like, why the fuck?
Because if you think back in the games, all of the Y bombers were usually utilized on planets.
Yeah, you shoot off the bombs. It's I don't know.
Anyway, we'll get it. That's a discussion for another time, I guess.
Yeah, no. Last Jedi, it's a really questionable movie. It's really weird.
You excited for Rise?
No, I'm excited for it to be over.
I don't think they need to do trilogies anymore. I
think
if The Mandalorian does well, maybe we'll get cool series.
Yeah, The Mandalorian has a lot of promise.
I think we talked about this last week too.
Yeah, we did. I think that when Disney is left to their own devices, that they can do some really positive shit.
Yeah.
But trying to work off of an old man script from 20, 30 years ago, because technically George Lucas did have episodes 7, 8, and 9 written out in some form. And I don't
Lord.
know if they're just pulling shit out and trying to put it together, but
I might go
it's
see it
just
in
not working
theaters.
out. It's just not working out.
If it's the last trilogy, I'd like to see it in theaters.
Yeah, just take the time, watch episode 8. It's bad. It's bad. There's certain plot lines in there that was like that could have been an episode on the children's cartoon because this is fucking pointless.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, there we
that's
go.
my week.
Cool.
I'm ready to go into news.
All right, let's do the news.